Hi, I hope you can all hear me well. You can put so before I start, there is a blue line you will see on the right side somewhere. There is a chat box. You can write your comments and all the information there. Yes, good to hear. See you again, Andrea. So I believe then you can all hear me well. So let me start then. So my name is Sumit. I'm one of the volunteer of Art of Living Foundation. And those who have not heard about Art of Living is one of the largest volunteer-based educational and humanitarian organization that exist in 156 countries. By profession, I'm a property investor, author, mentor, and run a couple of businesses. So before I begin, I like to share a small story. So the story goes like there was a professor. He was uh, walking by the river, and then he saw a boatman, and he asked this boatman. He said, "Boatman, if I pay you $100, would you take me to the other side of the river?" Boatman kindly agreed and said, "Yes, of course." So then they started going and traveling in that boat. Just 5 or 10 minutes later, the professor was like a person who always asks questions. So he asked a question to the boatman. He said, "Boatman, uh, do you know anything about physics? How the law of physics works?" Boatman was a bit puzzled, and he just answered, "No, professor, I don't know." Then the professor says, "Oh, that means 25% of your life has gone to waste." Then they keep traveling further, and then after a while, then professor asks another question, and he says, "Boatman, do you know anything about chemistry, like how those various chemicals act and react, and the law of chemistry?" Boatman said, "No, professor." And then professor says, "Which means another 25% of life has gone to waste." Then they keep traveling further, and as like usual, again the professor asks another question, and the professor says, "Boatman, do you know anything about finance? You know, the share market, mutual fund, and statistics?" Boatman answered, "No, professor, I do not know." So then professor says again, he said, "If you don't know anything about physics, chemistry, and finances, that means altogether your 75% of your life has gone to waste." So they keep traveling, and they were like halfway on that river. And then the boatman asked a question back to the professor. He said, "Professor, uh, do you know how to swim?" Professor said, "No." Then the boatman says, "You know what? There is a hole in the boat, and if you don't know how to swim, which means 100% of your life has gone to waste." So the message here, the moral of the story here is, no matter how much we learn about finance, physics, law, art, and everything else, if we haven't learned the soft skills of living the life well, then we have wasted our whole life. So it's, these are the things we neither learn in our home or school or college, how to handle the soft skills, our mind, our emotions, isn't it? Now, let me ask you a few questions. So, have you noticed there are times in our life when we feel so happy, enthusiastic, creative, productive, jumping, dancing, bubbly, as if like a balloon in the air, right? Yet, there are times in our life when we feel a bit, down, sad, depressed, with heaviness, as if that balloon just got crushed. Why is so? Why is so that few days of our life we feel so much happy, enthusiastic, yet there are few days in our life we are feeling opposite. You may use the chat box and then write down something. Good evening, Sunil. Hello, Prakash. Hello, Andrea. Good to see you here. Yeah, so we like to keep it interactive. So it's not just I keep speaking. You can also use the chat box, write your questions, comment what you like to say. So you can also write down why you feel that few days of our life we feel so much happy, positives, and all those positive feelings that comes. Yet on the other hand side, we have few days where it's like all opposite. We feel like sad, depressed, and not as much as energized. Why? Hi, Sumesh. Nice to see you. Yeah, so let me answer. If you see this closely, it's nothing but the rise and fall of energy level in our body. When the energy level in our body is high, we feel creative, productive, happy, enthusiastic, joyful. All the positive feelings comes when the energy level is high. And when the energy level is low, that's where we feel, depressed, heaviness, and sadness or stressed, isn't it? Like you will not find you are stressed when you have a lot of energy, right? If you see, what is a simple definition of stress? The simple definition of stress is when you have too much to do and you have less time to deliver, or when you have too much to do and you haven't got enough capacity to meet the demand. So when your demand is higher than the capacity, you feel stressed, isn't it? Yes, I see some people saying here, I agree. That's true, right? So wouldn't it be good if we have a tool that can help us to increase our energy level even when it is low, isn't it? Basically, I discovered this tool more than eight, like nearly 2 decades, 18 years back, something called Sudarshan Kriya. I'll discuss more about it a little later, but let us first understand what are the sources of energy. What are the things that gives energy to our body? So you can use a chat box, type your answers or whatever you like to share. How do you think this body get energized? I'll wait for a few seconds and see if some answers comes. Okay, I'll start with some. Food is one of them, isn't it? Food gives us energy. If we do not eat enough food, then what happens? We don't feel energized, isn't it? Yeah, Sumit said deep breathing. Yes, that's correct. Yes, meditation, very good. And yeah, water. Yes, water is again part of food as well. I will take that in a food category. Yeah, positive thoughts, great. Yes. So
So
now
now
you
you
see,
see,
number
number
one
one
is
is
the
the
food,
food,
but
but
it
it
has
has
to
to
be
be
the
the
right
right.
quantity and the quality of food. Not every food will give us the same energy, isn't it? So, of course, we go more in detail. Like, in fact, I can give a whole lecture on just the type of food, the sattvic food or the fresh and organic food. But of course, we are not going here in detail. But I'll just put a small note here that a right quantity and the quality of food or of fresh food, I would say, that gives energy to our body. Then some people have shared here, uh, yes, the positive thoughts. That's great. It's called calm meditative mind. If you have a right thought, that gives you energy. Even whether you go for meditation, if you enjoy like listening to the music, if you spend time with people who are very knowledgeable, they will uplift you when you are with them, isn't it? So having a right positive thought or calm meditative mind and sleep, isn't it? If we don't sleep, do we feel energized? Like when we wake up in the morning, how do we feel? Fresh, isn't it, after a sleep? But then again, same thing for the sleep as well. It has to be the right amount of sleep. If you sleep less, then you will feel restless and not a bit irritative. At the same time, how do you feel on the weekend when you wake up after 12 to 15 hours of sleep? Do you feel more energized? No, isn't it? You rather feel lethargy. So even if you sleep more than the required, what body would require you, on an average, human body would need around 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Everybody has a different requirement. Some kids probably would require to sleep longer. But then this is the just some guidelines. In fact, your body would know what is the right amount of sleep. So if you are not really sleeping enough, your body will tell you. And you, in fact, sometimes you feel like, when you get tired and you are not sleeping enough, you will automatically fall asleep. That's why you will see people even falling asleep in the office or while they're traveling, isn't it? So your body automatically will tell you that you have not given me enough rest, therefore I want to sleep. At the same time, now some people, yeah, Shomesh also shared very nice thing here, deep breathing. Deep breathing is also very important. But I'll tell you, the fourth and the best. So of course we discussed about the first. Food is a great source of energy. Sleep, another source of energy. And then we have a calm meditative mind, another source of energy. And the fourth one, which is very less recognized but is the most important in our life and is right under our nose, is a breath. We hardly give any importance. We keep breathing, right, every day, but we hardly give any importance that we are breathing unless we are struggling to breathe. If means we are short breath, or if we are really doing exercise or yoga, then we really realize that we are breathing. Otherwise we just take it for granted. We just don't give any importance to this breath, isn't it? Now, if you see, basically the research shows average human being hardly use one third of the lung capacity, which means there is more capacity that a human being has if they learn how to use that. Research also shows more than 80% of the toxins from our body gets released through the breath itself. You can Google and check it out. Also, research shows that every emotions that comes in our mind have a corresponding rhythmic pattern. So, when you see that you are in anger emotion, how is our breathing pattern? It's fast and rapid, isn't it? Like, right? You may have seen our elder people saying that as well. Take long deep breath in and out, as Sumesh just shared here as well. That plays an important role. I'll also share a little bit there. But also let us understand how is a breathing pattern when we are sad and depressed. Have you noticed people in hospital literally doing like, their outgoing breath is longer than incoming breath, isn't it? Now, how is a breathing pattern when we are happy? Very light, isn't it? Whether we notice or not, every emotions that comes in our mind changes our breathing pattern, right? And you may have seen our older people saying, when we get angry, take long deep breath in and out, and in few seconds you can control that anger emotion to a certain extent. So what we are trying to do is, if we change our breathing pattern, we can control our emotions to a certain extent. It becomes like a kite flying. Imagine if your kite is like emotions, your emotion in the sky all over the place, your emotions are all over the place, and your thread is like a breath. Once you learn how to do this breath exercise, it's like kite flying skill. You can really control your kite. You can control your emotions, isn't it? Now, let me also share, our mind has few tendencies. You may have noticed this. So one of the tendencies is it agrees or it disagrees. So let's say whatever I'm saying here, you might say, yes, that I feel agree. That one maybe it shows so, or I don't agree to that. But that's just normal, natural tendency of a mind. It does agree to few parts. It doesn't agree to few parts. There's a lot more behind it we can discuss. Now, second is a mind also vacillate between the past and future. So let's say if I'll tell you if you close your eyes, just close your eyes for a minute, for a few seconds, and just observe. Are you thinking about an event that happened in past? Or are you thinking or planning or worrying about some event that's going to happen in future? You may open your eyes and you can share in the chat box. So were you thinking about past or future? Where were your mind? I'll just read meantime few comments here. Yes, I've read some. Yes, so miss, you're right. Breath is the key. Becoming aware of the breath is the key. Yeah. So let's say, so we just discussed, yeah. So you might have found you may have been in past or future, but that's again the tendency of a mind. Now, what happens when we go in past? What type of emotions comes? Emotions like anger, regret, isn't it? And literally, when the anger emotion comes, how is the body temperature? It goes high. You know that. Even you may have literally seen people when they get angry, their ears, nose gets red with temperature. And how is our body pattern? Yes. So Sumit just shared future. Yeah. So when you go in a future, what type of emotions comes? Fear and anxiety, isn't it? Let's say you are prepared for your interview, or you're prepared for a stage performance, or whatever you are going to perform. But right before you are going to perform or give your interview, have you noticed, like, when you step in into your future, your hands and the body gets cold all of a sudden, isn't it? Now think about it. When we go in a past, we have a body temperatures high, heated up. When we go in future, it's like body temperature goes cold. Now imagine if our body is a slice of a pizza. You take a slice of a pizza, put it in a past, which is microwave, put it in a microwave, take it out, and then put it in future, which means fridge freezer. Put it in a fridge freezer, take back, put again in a microwave, past, and then take out freezer. Put the slice back in microwave, then put it back to freezer. Microwave, freezer. You do few times like this. What will happen to the slice of pizza? It will be finished, isn't it? Won't be eatable. That is what we do to our body, isn't it? When we keep thinking past and future, unless we learn how to be in present moment, we keep bringing down our energy. That's why you may notice people look elder than their age, because they have damaged their body by worrying too much, by going too much in past and future. Now, another tendency of our mind is it clings on to the negative. So let's say if I'll give you 10 compliments and just one negative comment, what's the more likely thing you will remember when you go home, or when you will sit back and think? You will think about the one negative comment, isn't it? And you will ignore those 10 positive feedback or 10 positive compliments that I gave you. So this is a tendency of a mind. It feels, it clings on to the negative. Also, there is another tendency of a mind. You know, it doubts the positive, but it doesn't doubt the negative. These are just some tendency of a mind. Once we are aware, we can take better actions. Yeah? So the mind doubts the positive. Suppose if I'll say I love you, you'll say, oh really? But if I say I hate you, you'll say, oh, he said he ate me. So is that not happens in our life? Many times when people comes to us and say something nice, we doubt that positiveness. And when there's something wrong, or they say I hate you, you simply just accept that. Oh yes, he said he ate me, so he hates me, right? Isn't it? You know, the quality of our life is determined by the state of our mind. And how do we handle our mind? As I discussed, we have neither learned in school or at home how to handle a mind. Everybody says, okay, you know what? Don't get upset, don't get angry, but nobody says how, isn't it? So let me share something. Let's say if I you can let's say you close your eyes and you think about anything, but do not think about a brown monkey eating a banana. Yeah? Think anything, but do not just let the monkey come in your mind eating banana. Open your eyes. What did you notice? Did you notice the monkey? Right? So see, whatever you resist, that persists. You cannot win mind at a mind level. And that is why we need external factor to control or win over a mind. And that is the breath. Breath is that key that will really help you to win over your mind. So now, rather than talking more, would you like to all experience some breathing technique that we can do, right? Great. So what we'll do is we will do a breathing technique. Uh, I understand, since I'm doing this on a YouTube, there is a gap of 10 to 20 seconds. So when I say something, probably by the time it comes to you, It may have probably 15 to 20 second of gap, but don't worry, just follow this stuff. So the first technique that I'm going to share with you is a straw breath. How we do the straw breath? Imagine you have a straw. You're just blowing air into a straw. So like how you do it? Yeah. So this is the way we blow the air into a straw. So we do about 8 to 10 rounds or cycles like this. Keep taking long deep breaths, fill your lungs and breathe out through a straw, like very small hole on the through your roll your tongue and then breathe out. Continue, keep doing few more. And close your eyes. Simply observe. Observe what's happening in your mind. Observe the sensations in your body. Observe your breath. And when you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Good. How did you find it? Just few simple breath that we just blow into a straw. Does that give little change? Okay. Now we're going to learn another technique. We call this Ujjayi, a victory breath. The victory because it can win over our mind. That's why it's called victory breath, Ujjayi breath. So what we'll be doing is, so let me take my watch out. We'll be basically, it's like we turn on a moderate speed. I'll show you how we do. So we take our loose fist by the side of our shoulders. Shoulders relaxed, chin straight, thumb outside your fist, shoulders relaxed, and body spine erect straight. So if you're sitting on a sofa or something, so don't lean back, come in the front of the edge. So idea here is the spine should erect straight, right? So now let's get ready. Loose fist by the side of your shoulders, shoulders relaxed, chin straight, a nice gentle smile on your face. First I'll show you and then we'll do it together. Yeah. So you can keep with eyes open, watch me doing it, and then you can follow. We'll do few rounds with eyes closed. So now let's watch me first with eyes open. So like this. So as we go up, our palms opens up. Let me just see if I can take them up. Like palms goes open up, and then as we come down, back and loose fist back by the side of shoulders. So it's not like a gym exercise. You're not putting pressure there. We let the hand comes down with the force of gravity. Let's just completely like so. As we breathe in, palms open up, breathe out, loose fist back down, and it might touch your rib cage. Yeah. So basically, it gushes the air out of your lungs. Yeah. So if it is all clear, then let us all close our eyes. We'll do 3 rounds like this, about 15 to 20 repetition in each. Like so, we'll do few rounds like this. Finish one round, and when we how we rest, palms resting on the knees, facing upward. So I'm just showing on top, but then you rest them on your knees, facing upward. Yeah, and then keeping your eyes closed throughout. By the way, and then we take another. We'll take 15 to 20-second rest. We'll do another round of this. Then we rest again. Then we do another round, final third round, and we rest again. So let's begin. Yeah, let us all sit comfortably and easily, spine erect, loose fist by the side of your shoulders, shoulders relaxed, nice gentle smile on your face to relax your face muscles. First, let us take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Now together, breathe in, hands goes up, out, in, 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 out. Keeping your eyes closed, relax, palms resting on the knees, facing upward. Observe your breath and any sensations in your body. And let's get ready for the second round of Bhastrika. Loose twist by the side of your shoulders. Shoulders relaxed, chin in straight, a nice gentle smile on your face. Let's begin. Let's take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Together, we begin. Breathe in, out, 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 and relax. Keeping your eyes closed, palms resting on the knees, facing upward. Observe your breath and any sensations in your body. And let's get ready for final stage, third and final round of Bhastrika. Loose fist by the side of your shoulders, shoulders relaxed, chin straight, a nice gentle smile on your face. Let's take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Let's begin together. Breathe in, out, 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 and relax. Palms resting on your knees, facing upward. Observe your breath and any sensations in your body. Slowly become aware of your body and surrounding. And at your own speed, when you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Good. So have you noticed just in half an hour, like you just joined half an hour back, do you see a difference how you joined half an hour back and now? Like this is a very short way quickly you can energize your body. So whenever during your day-to-day life, when you feel a bit down, low, you can do few rounds of this, and that will set you back on track. Of course, there are more things as well that we teach, but then these are few small tools that you can use in your daytime. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to do a meditation, a guided meditation. If you have done that meditation before, uh, then I would just say let's completely be open to learn something new. So, whatever understanding we have so far, let's keep that on one side. What we are going to do in this guided meditation, complete effortless meditation. Meditation is not just thinking or focusing on one thing. No, meditation is still becoming aware about everything, but the end result of meditation is focus, productive, and and peace. Yeah. So we'll keep ourselves completely open to learn these new things. There are three golden rules for a meditation. And what we'll do is, so let us first understand those three golden rules. So whatever time we are doing this meditation, 15, 20 minutes, we'll keep this in mind. Yeah. Number one, when we sleep, how do we sleep? Is there a difference between a rich person sleep or poor person sleep? No, right? Is there a difference between a elder sleep, elder person sleep or kid sleep? No. Is there a difference in a male sleep or a female? No, right? So what message here is that we drop our identity when we sleep. So same way when we are doing this meditation, remember these three golden rules. One is I am nothing. Drop your identity. Second, drop your desire. I want nothing, at least for this 15-20 minutes. And third, I do nothing. So let our doership also get dropped down. Yeah. So I am nothing, I want nothing, I do nothing. At least for this 15 to 20 minutes while we are doing. But we are going to do a guided meditation. So the instruction will be given. All you have to do is just effortlessly follow the instruction. So when we say breathe in, you breathe in. When we say breathe out, you breathe out. When we say think about an apple, you just simply effortlessly think about an apple. You don't need to go in detail which color apple, red apple, pink apple, green apple. Whatever first comes in your mind, just observe it. If some thought comes, do not try to resist. Let them come and go. Just witness what thoughts are coming, right? So I might also use probably a background music with instruction. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's begin. We'll Yeah, by the way, so we are sitting again with easy and comfortable position. So let's say in case if you want to rest, you can rest, but do not sleep. That's the only thing I would say. So you can probably rest your back if you like, palms resting on the knees facing upward in a receiving form. Yeah. So we are not closing our palm, open upward to the ceiling in a receiving form. And we close our eyes and we keep it closed until you hear the instruction to open your eyes at the end. Yeah. So let us sit easily and comfortably with our spine erect and body relaxed. Close your eyes. Let us take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of any noises around you. Where is the noise of any traffic, noise of any fan or kids playing. Let that be. Closely observe and notice that noise. Watch and listen carefully for any noises around you. Accept all the noises around you. Be in harmony with your environment right this moment. Let's take another deep breath in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in and hold the breath. Let the body get a little tense and breathe out. Become aware of your body. Your body is a beautiful gift given to you by nature, by God. Honor and respect your body very dearly. Become aware of your feet, your legs, your knees, your thighs, genitals, abdomen, chest region, your face, your head, your whole body. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your thoughts, whether good thought or bad thought. Let them be. Do not resist any thought. Let them come. Now you are in harmony with your thoughts right this moment. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your feeling, whether good feeling or bad feeling. Let them be. Just observe them. You are peace. You are joy. The love is your very nature. Become aware of your feelings, if there are any. Become aware of your thoughts, if there are any. Become aware of any sensations in your body. Slowly become aware of your environment. Take a deep breath in and you breathe out. Every incoming breath energizes the body, and outgoing breath relaxes the body. Slowly become aware of your body and surrounding. slowly in your own time. When you feel complete, you may open your eyes. You can stretch your body, stretch your hands and your legs, and open your eyes. How was it? Good? Did you notice just in few minutes how have we managed to change the state of our mind? You know, this is just a small glimpse of what we teach in those 3 days of happiness program in Art of Living. Remember, I mentioned in the beginning, there's something that I discovered more than 18 years ago called Sudarshan Kriya. Sudarshan Kriya, you know, the rhythmic breathing technique that we discuss about, is that a rhythmic is one of the best gift to the humankind. What Sudarshan Kriya is, Su is a proper, Darshan is a vision, Kriya is a purifying action. So through the breath that we take in a rhythm, and that action of breath, we come to know who we really are. And this is very beautiful, technique that I've learned. And this is what you will also see. We'll go more deeper in those 3 days of workshop because we need to spend more time. So like what we just learned was few pranayamas or breathing techniques that you can also use. But likewise, there are many that we go through in the workshop, and we go through a proper detoxing process there. So we need to spend those 3 days. I mean, it's only 2.5 hours every day. And as I mentioned, I know there are internationally some people are joining. Since I mentioned the Art of Living exists in 156 countries, so you can join that program anywhere. As I mentioned, I'm just a volunteer here. I do not earn any money because, of course, this is my volunteer role. But of course, by God grace, I've got multiple businesses and many other things that I do for my profession. But this is just I do to serve the society. And the reason I feel is because the person who introduced me to this Art of Living, I always remember him and I always thank him for what he has done. Like if you allow me a few seconds, if I go back to my journey, I started many years back when I was in India. And I used to I was studying chartered accountancy. We used to go through a very much, busy schedule where we used to start early morning, CA classes, then we have to practice under a chartered accountant. Then it was like Mumbai, by the way, if people who have ever experienced the lifestyle in Mumbai. So that's where I come from. And the life was that I did not even have a time there to even sit and take my breakfast. So my breakfast was like a vada pav. So people maybe for in English terms it's like a English burger. So that was I used to take after my classes and I used to run for my office in to work under a chartered accountants. And the way I used to travel because I have to take a fast train. So my traveling was like one leg inside the train and one leg outside the train. This is how I used to travel there. So even the journey that I have, like hectic life, I did not even have time to even say hello. That's like a fast lifestyle that we have. But then once I went to this 3 days of happiness program, you know, that has changed my life like anything. The whole perception to look at the life changed. And you may have heard they say when the perception to see a life changes, your life starts to change for you too. And that is what I noticed. So I became good in whatever I was doing. I became good student, then I became good employee, then I basically became quite good. So I had traveled all the way from India to London, and then in London again I became a better employee. Then I basically became so good that I started my own business. So I set up another business. When that became successful, I was also nominated for some of the negotiation award. Then I became good, so I started writing book. So I've written half a dozen of books on property and finance. I've started multiple businesses when they went well. So whatever I was doing, so I'm not saying, I'm not bragging that look what I've achieved, but all I'm saying is behind all of this there was a huge role that was played by the spiritual practices, or I would say by this practical tools, the breathing technique, the Sudarshan Kriya, and many tips and tools that I've learned in those happiness program workshop. I'll anyways leave the link below so you can get more details. So I won't be discussing much, but certainly you can use that link or any other link. I mean, using that link you can reach to the Art of Living website in your local country, and then choose the country where you are in, choose that program called happiness program or online uh, breath and meditation workshop. So now, I- basically by profession, as I mentioned, I'm a property investor, a financial consultant. So I advise people, where to invest, how to invest. If somebody will ask me, what was my best investment, what my answer going to be? Answer going to be the money that I invested in Art of Living Happiness program. Although it wasn't much, but it's still like, so I mean, we charge is 3 days only, £150. That's in UK. In different countries, different prices. In India, I think it's only a couple of thousand rupees. So it depends wherever you are, you can find the local price. But even that money for a whole 3 days is nothing. And of course, when you go to the workshop, you get like a mentor for your whole life. Imagine getting a mentor for your whole life, because if you have any problem, you can always go back to your teacher. I'm just also one of the Art of Living teacher. I just do this for charity anyways. I do not earn money by teaching, but this is just, as I mentioned, because I see a lot of benefit that I've gained from this workshop, from Art of Living family that has given me. So I'm just here to share back to the society what I have achieved and gained. Yeah, so now this is my journey. I mean, likewise, there are more than millions and millions of people have been benefited by Art of Living happiness program, educational, a lot of prison smarts and so many activities that goes on in over 156 country. In fact, I'm running a British 10K virtual British run to support a charity, which is basically, to support a lot of schools and the libraries where people who are that poor that they don't even have a money to eat 2 times a day meal. Basically, they're the first one who are going to get educated in their entire family, which means their fathers fathers never went to one of those schools. They getting opportunity to get education. So likewise, a lot of other activities, Art of Living and the volunteers, people like me, are always involved in serving to the society. So you'll see that. Also, if people who are first time on this channel, please find the link below and just hit the subscribe button so that you will you know get notified for all our upcoming videos, or whenever something new content comes, so you'll be the first one to get notified. So please do subscribe, like this video or this live stream, and also I'll leave this recording on the YouTube channel so you can share with your friends. To people who could not join today, they can at least watch this recorded. And if you have any questions, I'll leave it open for you for next few minutes. If you have any questions, or as long as you have questions, I'll be here to answer your questions. Yeah. So over to you now. I'll be just waiting now. Let me take a quick sip of water. You can type here any questions that you have. And also, if you prefer, you can leave the comments for future. So if there is something that comes after I finish this live stream, you can leave the comments below so I can look at them later on, and then reply to those messages. And if there is, because like I tell, like, because since we teach this workshop, there are three main problems that I've noticed people have. One, either health and wealth related. Two, or you know I mean, one is health, second is wealth or finance, third is like relationship issues, or like some uh, other issues, like husband wife, or boyfriend girlfriend, or those kind of things. So basically, even I also have a professional training and coaching academy where I teach the second. I mean, of course, health and happiness, I suggest you join this Art of Living Happiness program. I also have a wealth training academy. You can join one of those success resources ventures or property expert academy if you want to learn more about wealth creation or finances. Also, we have a life coaching. So of course, uh, I have not seen people having problem that doesn't fall in this health, wealth, finance, or relationship. So everything comes here, and we are just here to help. So even if you have any questions here related to anything that you feel you're struggling in your life, please feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to take those questions. So I think so far looks like there's no questions. If that's the case, I'll end the session soon, and you can leave your comments on the comment section, and I'll be able to answer them later on in future. So thank you very much for joining. Have a nice